What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Toxic News and Toxic Trading. My name is J Tragic Jeffrey. I know it's been a minute. It's been since November since we've done an episode. What we've been focusing on has been we had a major client that we just locked in and was working on their entire automation suite, their automation systems, and we put everything to the back line. To the backside pause to be able to just focus on that, making sure that we handled everything for the client. What we're going to be talking about in this episode, this is crypto spring soon come. The February dip is around the bend, just around the corner. So on Toxic Hustle, we've been getting our website packages. We've been trying to help our clients get their websites going, especially as things are going on in the economy, which we'll talk about in a bit. Things are getting rough out on these streets, especially as more and more layoffs are happening in the tech sector. So one of the things we've been focusing on is, again, what we've been working with is automation services, whether it be AI strategy development, AI training, AI implementation, data analysis and insights, robotic process automation. So being able to automate tasks, we've been doing that for ourselves as well as for our clients. We're going to be doing more for our clients in February, actually. But we've been focused on right now just trying to bolster and get more visible for our clientele to know, hey, we're out here trying to help you get your system of businesses more locked in to whether it be marketing, whether it be promotions, whether it be social marketing, whether it be email marketing, automating your back end, being able to automate the things that are happening behind the scenes for your business. These things are important, and people don't tend to understand just how much repetitive work we're doing that the computer, since it's systemic, can do for itself. So what we do is do consultation and try to work with our clients. So if you're interested, you can click on here to learn more about our services. And down here, you can contact us today, fill out our form, and be able to tell us what you need, how we can help, and be able to automate your business processes, automate things that are going on with your marketing, automate analytics, anything that you may need. Just reach out to us, talk to us, and let's see whether or not we can help you and your business move through the transition into automation. And we can also use artificial intelligence to be able to scale up your marketing, your promotionals, your product launches, whatever you need. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some news real quick before we get into our trades, because this is going to be a short video today because we just really want to get straight to the point, because it's been a while since we've been doing any video, so we don't want to make these videos long like we used to. First things first, since we are heading into crypto spring, which I'll show you with our charts, since we're moving into crypto spring, one of the things that you're seeing is a shakeout. Crypto whales are taking advantage of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink dips, according to Look On Chain. So a lot of these on-chain platforms. So understand, since it is blockchain, and if you don't understand blockchain, just understand the fact that every single thing on there is transparent. And that is why, as I've been telling y'all, if you went back to Crypto Plunder, if you look at Toxic Thoughts, everything that I told you would potentially happen has happened. Because this technology is just a ledger. It's just a transparent ledger, and you're able to see anything that's going on this ledger. Now, what's beginning to happen is, since people are new to blockchain and crypto tech, they're treating this as if it's a lottery ticket. And then they come in and then they get shaken out. The people that have been in here quite some time and the businesses that are buying up crypto are using this as an opportunity to buy what they call the dip. So as soon as it hits a certain level, people are just buying it up. Now I'm going to show you that potentially we're around the point of another dip zone. That should be coming in the first week of February, but I'll show you that. Next thing, U.S. bankruptcies hit a 13-year high as the bond king, Jeffrey Gundlach, predicts massive recession incoming. So if we already know that there's more and more layoffs, it's getting harder and harder to keep a job, if no less even try to get a job. What is left for people to do if they have debt, credit, and they've run up those credit cards consistently, as well as been out here using buy now, pay later, which has extreme interest rates? Well, people have to file for bankruptcy. Now you're also seeing car repossessions at an all-time high. So what we have to look at and understand is right now, with the amount of layoffs, especially in the tech industry, with everything that's been going on as layoffs over the past few years, past year and change, really, it's been an influx of layoffs, as well as interest rates still increasing, even if it's slowing down. They didn't say, oh, inflation's at zero. It's not interest rate, but inflation. They didn't say inflation's at zero, so nothing is inflating. They're saying, oh, it's only 3-something% or it's only 2-something%. It still means that prices are inflating. And those numbers we already know are low because they're manipulated. So they are cooking the books when it comes to the inflation numbers at the Fed. So we have to expect now that more and more people are going to have a huge problem being able to pay their bills and to keep themselves afloat. Best believe you me, I understand that more than anybody. So just keep moving forward. You're going to have to, especially if you're a business, you're going to have to make transitions to be able to not only keep your business going, but you're going to have to create some type of passive stream of revenue, period, which is what we talked about. I've said it over and over again. What is your subscription? What is your product? What is your product? What is your service? What's your subscription? Right? Those are the three things. And it's and or. So it's not or and, it's and or. You need a product, subscription, and a service. Or a product, subscription, and a service. So if you have a business, you're going to need to scale up your product, your subscription, and or service and get it to the most amount of people. Hence why I always talk about automation and how automation can help you scale up. All right, so corporate bankruptcies in the United States. Now, this is corporate bankruptcies, not just regular bankruptcies. This is corporate bankruptcies in the United States hit a 13-year high last year as companies struggle to stay afloat amid high interest rates and rising labor costs. People want higher wages. New data from market intelligence firm S&P Global shows 2023 saw a total of 642 bankruptcy filings, the highest level since 2010, when there were 827 bankruptcy filings. So 2008 was the great financial collapse. It took some time for that to completely flesh itself out before all of a sudden you had huge number of bankruptcies. So when they say, oh, we're not going through any type of situation like the 2007, 2008 financial collapse, how is that happening? How is that even the truth? It's not. And this time, yeah, it may not be residential properties, but this is corporate buildings that are having issues because people are going to be working remote. And because people are working remote, what happens to corporate buildings? What happens to the restaurants? What happens to the stores nearby, the convenience store nearby? What happens to the gas stations? Because there's less and less cars on the road. We're seeing that more and more, week by week, month after month. So as the rest of this year goes down, what is your product? What is your service? What's your subscription? Let's go ahead and get into the charts. So on my tragic Twitter account, if you look here in January 3rd, which is right here again, January 3rd, you can see I put up a post that said next week January dip, or is it this week? Because I don't know when the dips are going to happen, because they can shift and move. Within a 3-week range, typically of this arrow, there's usually a drop in Bitcoin on the weekly, which I've already mapped out for this year so that we can go through this. But typically on the weekly, there's a drop. So right now, you can see that beforehand, there was no data. Let's go look at it now. You can see that Bitcoin went up, was all the way up to right around 49,000, and then dropped all the way to 41-ish. 41, like 300-ish. So think about that. From 49 to 41. If that's not a dip, I don't know what. And you can see the big red candle right here. So this was a huge drop. So, and it falls where? Right on that dip. So we have another one potentially in zone for January 15th. And then here we are with the next one, February 5th, potentially. Right? So anywhere in this zone of January 29th through February 12th, we should be seeing potentially another dip. So just be prepared. Don't think that everything is copacetic. It's not. So then we'll have and then we have the halving cycle. That's this blue arrow here, is estimated to be around April 22nd. Now we may see some dips happening after here. Again, they'll say in the news that it's buy the rumor, sell the news. No, these things are pretty much predetermined. So the news typically follows the trend pattern. So what I do is I trade on the trend. So let me see. I'm actually going to put my bot up. Because we haven't talked about this in quite some time. I've actually gone back into my trades. Now, I said I would try to give y'all a heads up when I was back in zone, but I haven't really had time since now to even be recording. I did post some in MG the Future's Discord, link in the description. And I've been trading on, let me scroll down. I've been trading on XRP, on Blur, Mina, SEI, and ETH. Those have been the consistent trades that I've been wanting to get into. And as you can see, these haven't been doing so bad. This one I had started late in the run, so it still hasn't really recouped itself because it's fallen out because of the dip. But that's all right. I believe that there's narratives that's getting ready to happen with XRP this next cycle. I already know there's one with Blur this cycle. I mean Mina this cycle, as well as SEI this cycle. And of course, I'm always down to grab some ETH, because ETH is the next one to do the next run up, because it is the next major coin besides Bitcoin. So I always like to make sure you have my blue caps in play. And of course, I bought Bitcoin, but I'm not trading Bitcoin on a bot. It's just too expensive to do that right now, especially with putting money into marketing and budgeting and being able to run some of these automation servers that we're now scaling up so that we can try to have more capital to run into next year's halving cycle. I mean, this year's halving cycle to run into next year's bull cycle, right? So that'll be when this year we're going to be seeing pretty much crypto spring through what we consider our summer. And then crypto summer's run should begin after November, December of this year. So like we should be getting ready for crypto summer because crypto fall will be running through next year's summer, and then crypto winter will begin at the end, just like it did in the 2020 run, right back here. Let's go back here. (2021). So 2020, right? In 2021, right here in November, that was the beginning of crypto winter, and you saw it just fell off a cliff. So the same thing, 22, we didn't have much, we had a little bit of a dip, and now we're getting ready for the next. Now we're getting ready for the next cycle. So once this halving cycle, so if you go back in time, let's go all the way back here. You can see you couldn't even see where Bitcoin was at the last cycle. So if we go all the way down here, it's all the way down here. Then after the cycle, that marks pretty much the bottom and the next eventual run up. Right, so right after this, right here, May of 20, you see the infinite run up. Now, of course, it's 20, so you also had liquidity coming in right at the same time of, Rona. So it won't be as liquid flush as it was then, because the Fed would have to be dumping dollars all over the place. And everybody would need to have checks to have the run up happen as strong as it did then. But we still should see interest rates coming down and some more liquidity flowing back into the system. Because remember, this is a fiat system we're dealing with, and fiat always tends to run towards any speculative asset, which there's no more larger speculative asset right now than crypto. So right after this cycle, after this halving cycle is completed, we should be seeing some dips around here, but get ready for after that. There should be a little bit of a run up. It typically happens right around before the 4th of July. There'll be a run up in around this zone. So I don't want to make this a long video. I want to keep these videos short. We're beginning to launch Toxic Hustle on TikTok. We've launched it already, really. We're going to be try to do some more videos and get even shorter videos or clips of our videos to put on there. So make sure you hit us up over at Toxic Hustle on TikTok. Of course, make sure you're on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Make sure you share it with your friends. And my name is J Tragic Jeffrey, and I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.